How will D&D Beyond handle the 2024 rules updates? We break down the good and the ugly.
Oh no, it looks really bad for me.
Wizards of the Coast surprised some people earlier this month when they announced at Gen Con that D&D Beyond would roll out automatic changes that would functionally force all players to use parts of the new 2024 rules update. In a recent changelog, D&D Beyond explained in more detail how these changes would take place and what it means for users, both in terms of what legacy content players can still use and what they'll have to find workarounds for. So here's the good news. All existing D&D material will remain available on the site's compendium. If you want to access the basic rules for free or the 2014 core rulebooks that you paid for, all of that material will remain accessible in compendium form. And by compendium form, that means that you can go into your, your portfolio or your list of books that you quote-unquote own on D&D Beyond and click the 2014 Player's Handbook and read it from start to finish if that's what you want to do. Also, you'll be able to use a lot of the 2014 core rulebook material as legacy material, similar to how you can still use legacy material from Volo's Guides to Monsters or Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes to build characters. So, if you own a book that falls under the 2014 umbrella, and we include literally anything that's not the 2024 core rulebooks in that, you can still use things like subclasses, species, backgrounds, and feats from them, even if they've received an updated rule set in the 2024 core rulebooks. On the other hand, spells, magic items, mundane items, armor class, senses, saving throws, and core gameplay definitions will all be automatically updated in the tooltips and the character sheet. So, basically tooltips, those are those things where if you see a hyperlink and you hover over it and something pops up, that's what a tooltip is, and that will be automatically updated to the 2024 version, all the things I just listed off there. Basically, if you have a 2014 wizard, a wizard created using the 2014 rule set, and it has the sleep spell, it will still use the 2024 version of that spell, even if you don't own the 2024 Player's Handbook on your D&D Beyond account. Likewise, if you take a level of exhaustion and you mark it on your character sheet, the character sheet will explain what the new definition of taking a level of exhaustion means. And it will do so even if you're using the 2014 rules and have built a 2014 character. Now, there are some technical workarounds to some of this. For instance, if you want to have the 2014 version of certain spells on your character sheet, you can create a homebrew spell with those rules and include them to your character sheet. So basically, if I want to have the 2014 version of Sleep on my character sheet, I just need to go into the homebrew section, create a spell that is literally called 2014 Sleep, insert the rules for Sleep, the 2014 definition of that spell, and then stick that in my character sheet.
Sounds exhausting.
Also, you can still look up the old rules in the compendium too. You just have to remember that the character sheet will no longer include things like exhaustion and what that used to mean when you hover over things and stuff like that. Now, obviously, a lot of people have very strong opinions about these changes, especially the forced switch to the 2024 rules. Now, my personal thoughts are, one, your opinions are all valid here. If you're very upset about this, you have every right to be. I'm shocked that they couldn't find a more elegant solution to all of this. And I don't think that the excuse that they didn't want some people to use 2024 spells while other players in the same campaign use 2014 spells really makes a lot of sense. That doesn't really pass the smell test in my opinion. On the other hand, my annoyance with all of this will remain just that, annoyance, as long as this is a free change for users, provided that people don't have to pay for the privilege of using these new mandatory rules. It seems more like poor implementation than anything nefarious on Wizards' end. I don't think that this is some scheme to get people to buy the 2024 rulebooks. I just think that the D&D Beyond dev team kind of failed here. They just couldn't figure out a better solution. I don't know their code. I don't know why they did this, but I don't think this is necessarily a scheme to get people to adopt the 2024 rules or anything like that. I think this is just literally poor development. Anyways, let us know what you think about these new D&D Beyond updates in the comments, and as always, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.